Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody in between, today's guest is an interesting young man. His name's Morgan. He's been on TV, he's played with some guns, and he's ejaculated on some young men. Morgan, welcome.
Thank you, thanks for having me.
We'll start at the beginning. What's your name and where'd you come from?
I'm Morgan. I'm from Bournemouth as well. Travelled a lot around the country with obviously my career, been up north, been to the east of England, down south. Yeah, I'm on 6 weeks annual leave at the moment, so just enjoying my time back home with my family.
Thanks for using some of that with me, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, so you're from Bournemouth. How old are you?
24.
24, he's a nipper.
Yeah, still a young buck. Yeah.
Mate, I'm like 15 years older than you. That's fucking crazy.
Don't look at me.
No, don't look at it. Black don't crack unless you smoke it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. How long have you been a gay?
I don't think, like, for anyone, like, you can put, like, a time frame on. You don't just wake up one day and be like, oh, yeah, just like men. I think my experiences initially came from primary school. Start feeling a certain way for, like, towards the same gender, and I think every kid grows up having feelings, like, usually it's towards females, but you don't really understand it at such a young age. So I didn't really understand it, and because it's so against the norm, it's a lot more back then, it wasn't as widely as accepted as it is now. So I grew up, like, very confused, and I didn't really understand what the feelings were. Yeah, as I got older, I kind of clocked on, fuck, I might actually be gay.
Yeah.
Fucked it. I can't swear.
Yeah, you can swear.
Yeah, sweet.
Let your hair down, mate. So, how old are you? What did you just say?
Yeah, 20. When I
thought, fuck, I might be gay.
Probably about 14.
Is that because you tried wanking off the female porn and it just
it just didn't work? Yeah, I think then, like, the penny dropped, and, like, I was like, kind of, like, had to come to terms with it because nothing was going to change anytime soon.
Was that hard, coming to terms with it?
Yeah, but I'm very brash and I'm very like out there, and I think what made it easier for me as well, because I was kind of like a big lad. Yeah. Loved a bit of a scrap. Like, it's not a good thing at all. Don't condone it. Like, but
mate, there's nothing wrong with liking a fight. There's a problem if you're going around starting fights.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you like, there's nothing wrong with liking fighting.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be a shit soldier if you didn't like a fight.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So I think that's what made it easier for me, and, like, one day I just literally turned around and was like, well, I'm doing it. And I grabbed all of my mates individually in school and
went one after another.
Yeah. I was like, come here, mate. And I initially came out as bisexual, and I went, I'm bi. And then they would go,
did no one have an idea?
Nah, not really.
Yeah, because you don't come across as, like, your stereotypical.
Yeah.
Like,
I think people have this perception of what a gay man should be. Yeah. And
I don't. This is what I think a gay man should be. And I don't have, like, I've expressed before, like, how I don't understand mincers. I'm going to use that term, which is not a very nice term, but like the more effeminate gay guys. And what confuses me, like, it doesn't frustrate me, it's just like, I just struggle to understand how you are a man and you're born a man, and that's fine. And you find men attractive, and that's fine. But I know some people that I knew when I was younger, and that they came out as gay, and then they started changing and, like, speaking differently and walking way more flamboyantly, and it confused me because I was like, but I know you, and I understand that you're gay and you're attracted to men, and that's fine. Do what you're gonna do, but, like, why need to change so much?
So I've got 2 points on that. So say you've entered a new friendship group, or you've entered a new line of work, and you've got all these new friends. They all act a certain way. Yeah. At some point, it's going to rub off on you. You may think you're an individual, which you are, which everyone's an individual and they can make their own decisions, but eventually you're going to start talking a certain way and start acting a certain way. And my second point is, ultimately, what harm does it do?
There is no harm. And the thing is, like triggering people.
Yeah,
I kind of get off on it, right? I find it fun, and sometimes people misunderstand. Though, like I like triggering people. I don't like to offend people. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to be the cause for anyone's self-harm or suicide. Like never.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like the world, on the whole, should be able to still have freedom of speech. Not hate speech. I don't believe in hate speech. Do you know what I mean? But like, if there's a question that's in your head, then fucking ask it, and don't be shy to ask it in case it offends someone. Like, if it offends somebody,
you're going to offend someone with any kind of question that relates to this kind of stuff. But I think it's not down to you to not ask those questions. It's down to them to not be offended.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. Because they're valid questions as well. Like with the world changing a lot more and becoming more accepting, you're seeing these things more frequently, and it's okay to be a bit confused and wonder why. So why not ask why? Well, I was watching
a TV show the other day, and it was like, I can't remember if it was a show or it was probably something on fucking Twitter or TikTok, but a trans person was asked if they weren't asked what their pronouns were. I think they were asking if they're a boy or girl, or a man or a woman. And then they flipped out and was like, you can't ask me that, like you should know. Like, but you're transgender for a start, like, and it's not very clear. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't very clear. The person I was looking at, it wasn't very clear which way you went.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, why are you having a go at him? Like, I can get why you're offended if he come in and like started calling you a woman, but you identify as a man, whatever. But like, don't have a go at someone for trying to ask a question in their best ability. Do you know what I mean? Like they're curious. So
I think when it comes to asking someone their gender, like, I don't think anyone should get offended by asking what gender you are. Like, I know you might be a bit confused as to like if I came up to you and I was like, oh, what pronouns do you go by? You'd be like, well, obviously I'm a male, but you shouldn't get offended by that. And I don't think they should have got offended by that. Especially if you are transitioning, like sometimes through the transition you may have some more masculine tendencies which may lead to people misgendering you, and I don't think that you should be offended if someone, so like say if I'm female to male or male to female, I shouldn't get offended if someone misgenders me, but if I then correct their wrongdoing of saying, I'm female to male, say, and they called me a female, I should then correct them, but then if they deliberately go on and calling
then
me...
Then they're doing it to offend you.
Then they're doing it to offend you. So I think you're well within your right to then be offended, but if it's a genuine mistake or like just... I don't think you should get offended by that. Not at all. But it's a very sticky subject, and it's coming to light a lot more recently.
It is, but I just think the more popularised it becomes, the more I don't know if sensitive is the word, but the more attack everyone else comes under. Do you know what I mean? For like simple things, like someone will get upset because there's an early staged trans man in a men's toilet. Someone's going to get pissed off in a pub about it. But it's like, to me, I don't care. Like in my club, I had unisex toilets because like, do what the fuck you want. Go in, shag, piss together, do what you want, mate. I don't care. Just don't make a mess of the toilet.
That's I got in Soho a lot. Obviously, it's where all the gay bars are, and there's an introduction of like non-gendered toilets, just like individual toilets where like either genders can. I don't think there's any harm in doing that.
No.
And I think you're seeing that a lot more nowadays. Just like, I don't think like if you're male to female, you don't want to be going in a dress and everyone's like the blokes have got their Corys out pissing in your eye. You just can feel completely out of place. But I can see why females would get a bit like on edge if there's someone who's transitioned who came into the toilets. But I think with time society will sort itself out. I'm not by no means like I'm gay. I'm not trans. So my my view on it is very limited.
Yeah,
because they're like the feeling
Your
of wanting.
experience is
Yeah,
different
yeah.
to what they're
The feeling of wanting to transition and gender dysphoria, I can't relate to. So I'm not a professional on the subject.
Fair enough.
I am a professional on the subject of being gay.
Oh, yeah. Do you love it? Right, so tell me about, obviously, you're in the army. We're not going to talk about, everyone knows what a soldier is and what your job is to do.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is what it's like in 2024 being gay in the British Army.
Yeah, so the army's come a long way with being accepting. So even with ethnic minorities and so you got like protected characteristics when you're an employer, and the army is a huge employer. Employs like, I don't know the exact figures, but it's in the tens of thousands. You got protected characteristics, and it's a very safe place to work. And so obviously you got like people from the Commonwealth, the Caribbeans, stuff like that. Yeah, Fijians, stuff like that, who come over and they're brilliant soldiers. And anyone can make a brilliant soldier, whether you're female, you're gay, you're black, you're white. Anyone can make a brilliant soldier, and the British Army does generally make the best soldiers as well. And in terms of like, people have asked me before, like, oh, do you not like get bullied because you're gay and you're this and that? I'm just a bloke. Do you know what I mean? I think as long as you can do your job, it doesn't matter what you are. You join the army.
I agree with you, and and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
And I feel like it benefits you. I'm not gonna say you're lucky, but it benefits you being in 2024, because I feel like if you were your age in the army in 2000, your experience would have been completely different.
So yeah, I've got a point on that actually. So if you rolled it back to 1999, gays weren't allowed in the army. It was banned, and if I was serving, and I served in Operation Theatres, I would have gained a medal from that. And then if you came out as gay,
you lose your medal.
You lose your medals.
Fucking hell.
But that's changed now, and the people who did come out as gay and lesbian and whatnot, they were repatriated with those medals. Okay. So it just shows you, as time's going on, we're progressing in the right direction.
Yeah, good.
Which is good.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever, obviously you're going to get roasted in the army.
You got even
if you're not gay. Yeah. Even if you're not gay, you're getting roasted.
Yeah, you have a big nose, you can get roasted, do you know what I mean? Anything.
All right, cool. So you're going to get roasted. Have you ever come across like direct homophobia?
Never direct.
Like, fuck that! I'm not getting a shower while he's in.
No. Never like direct at all. I think like, so a lot of times like I don't get offended by this.
Yeah.
Like, how many times have you gone, oh, that's gay? As a bit. It's
I use gay as a word though. This is the thing. Like, I don't use I say, oh, that's fucking gay as fuck all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's like, oh, you can't say that. I'm like, I can because I just did. I can say it's a bit gay because I just did. Now, first of all, I'm gay. I'm happy. That's what the word gay means. It means happy. So if I want to use the word fucking gay to describe how I feel or how pathetic something is, that doesn't mean that gay people are pathetic or gay people are happy.
Yeah.
Like, there's different. It's like the word fucking reading. There's also another word called reading, spelled exactly the same. But do you know what I mean? Like, there are different meanings to the same fucking word.
I'm quite thick-skinned, and not much offends me.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if I hadn't told you I was gay, or
I wouldn't assume you were gay.
That, you say again?
I wouldn't assume you were gay.
Yeah, because I don't fit the narrative.
No.
So if I wasn't gay and then you said, oh, that's gay as fuck, I can see why someone would maybe get offended. Yeah. I wouldn't personally. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But that's how I thought. I wouldn't personally get offended. So the way that that person can get over that is going, excuse me, mate, I would appreciate if you didn't use that word in that way. Okay.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, okay, sorry, mate. And then you crack on and you maybe just change your language just a little bit, just so that person doesn't get, but it's just having that conversation with someone. Do you know what I mean? No point getting irate. You can just have that little conversation and make them realise, and then crack on. You say it's gay as much as you want around me. Like, I'm not going to. There is certain words that I hate.
Faggot.
I hate
Everyone
that word.
hates faggot. I don't particularly like faggot.
No, but there's a history. Do you know the history behind the word faggot?
No, tell me about it, because I know it used to be a food.
Yeah. You can eat faggots. They're fucking lovely, mate.
I can't eat faggots. Sorry, mate. Not enough. Sure you will.
So the word faggot comes from hundreds of years ago. So, well, I don't know how many years ago, but they used to, if you were the only gay in the village and they found out that you'd been doing these things, they'd burn you at the stake.
Nice.
So to ignite that stake with all the bundles of bigger sticks on it, they would ignite a smaller bundle of sticks, which was easier to light, and then they'd put that bundle of sticks was called a faggot.
Okay.
And that's where the slur faggot came from. So you're a faggot.
Yeah.
So
I get what the connotation is horrible.
It's kind of deep. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that word, and there has been instances where people have said faggot. And look,
do you know what I do like?
Go on.
Queer. I think it's a very nice, friendly word. Yeah. But again, people will get offended. If I said, oh, you seem like a nice queer, they'd be like, nah, I'm phoning the police.
People always have a reason to get offended by certain things. But queer is like, it's an umbrella term as well. So like, the whole LGBT and the Q and the I and the A plus, it's gone a bit long. I just stick with LGBT, and then maybe the Q, because theQ is an umbrella.
I think it should still be Q.
Yeah, it can all be Q.
It should just be Q,
and
the Qs, because you're all queer.
Yeah, it's an umbrella term for anything. You can be genderqueer, like anything.
But it's
queer.
like everyone's gay. Like, it's like there's all these different terms are made a long fucking acronym, and realistically, gay.
Yeah.
Does it all?
Yeah, okay. Technically it doesn't, but it can. It can.
I wish it did. It's confusing, because if you're not one of them, mate, it's fucking fun. Like, because I remember I've got someone that I interviewed, Paige Starr. Hello. I think I had a conversation with her something, and I spoke about LGBT, and she was like, no, LGBTQ or whatever it was, and then she was like, but what about the plus? And I was like,
yeah, I think personally, like, people can like call it whatever they want, but I think queer is a brilliant umbrella term, and it keeps it simple for people. Like, you put the Q, the I, and the A. People don't know. Do you know what QIA means on the end?
Yeah.
So the L is lesbian, gay, bi, trans. That's what it was originally.
Lesbian, bi, trans, and then you've got
queer, intersex,
fuck.
And
what's intersex mean?
Intersex, oh my god.
It's like you can be attracted to anybody.
No.
That's pansexual, isn't it?
I'm pretty, don't quite.
Oh no, intersex, is that not when you like yourself?
No, intersex.
What's that one? That's a new one, isn't it? I'm well up
It's not
when you
new.
find yourself attractive and nobody else.
It's not new in terms of how long it's been about, but I think like coming to the public's knowledge, it is new. Intersex, I'm pretty, don't quote me on this.
I won't.
But I'm pretty sure.
I'm going to quote him.
I'm pretty sure intersex is, so like if you're born with male and female genitalia.
Oh, hermaphrodite.
I'm pretty sure that's an offensive word.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I was born in the 80s. It's as simple as that, mate.
I'm pretty sure that's an offensive word, but yeah, I think that's what it covers. And that's it.
And then the plus is for anything we're going to add on in the future.
That and anyone that is excluded from that. Because there's quite a few things. I'm not fully fammed up on what everything is.
But you don't need to be, and that's the thing. Like,
yeah.
It's like, it's your lifestyle.
Yeah.
But it's not your culture necessarily, unless you choose it to be your culture.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think it doesn't have to be your culture, but there is definitely like a queer culture, like the gay scene. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
and
no,
I've noticed that like growing up. So I wasn't part of the scene as such when I was younger, but I think I've like came into it a bit more just by going out and meeting other people.
Did you lose any friends when you came out as gay?
None.
Good.
None, zero friends.
How did your parents take it?
So obviously I came out to them when I was like 15.
Okay.
Quite a funny story actually. I think both times I was a naughty kid, and I think both times I was in trouble with them, and I was like, "Mum, please stop. I'm bisexual." Like, how would you take that as?
Yeah. You think it's shut the fuck up.
Literally. But yeah, like mega supportive. Mum kept it to herself until I was ready to tell other people. My dad, like, just the same. Obviously, it's going to be a shock. Your child's came out to you. That's another thing as well. In the future, like, I don't see the point in coming out. Like, I think that should go. Yeah. It puts too much pressure on it. Why do you come out to your parents are straight? Huh? Like, no one comes out to their parents are straight. So I don't think it should be a thing. It should be like, oh, Mum, I'm seeing this guy. Can he come around for tea tonight? Oh, yeah. Right, cool. But yeah, back on the subject, I came out to my dad, and he was amazing. Actually, he came and picked me up that night. Oh no, the following night, sorry, and took me for a drive. And he had tears in his eye when he gave me a autobiography for Gareth Thomas. Do you know Gareth Thomas?
Is he gay?
Yeah, he's definitely a gay.
I know he is.
He was.
I know Gareth Gates is a gay. Yeah. Oh, he's not even a gay, is he?
I don't know who Gareth Gates is.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Gareth Thomas, he's an amazing man. So he was in the closet for a very long time, very, very long time, because he grew up in a time where it was less accepted, and he was in a male-dominated sport, and it's very masculine.
What sport? Rugby.
Rugby, yeah.
Okay. Welsh.
Yeah. And he ended up contracting AIDS.
Ah.
Yeah.
Never good, is it?
No. And then he, but he's doing amazing now. So like he's dealing. You can, like, with the way medication's gone, you can actually live a relatively normal life. And he's gone on to run. I'm pretty sure like ultra marathons and stuff. Yeah. So he's doing really well. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to name no names, but I've got a lot of gay friends. And some of them kind of have suggested that the reason they're not very careful, not everyone, I'm talking about my people that I've spoken to, not all of my friends have said this, so let me be clear, but some of my friends have pretty much said that the reason they're not careful is because it doesn't matter if they get HIV, like, you can live with it perfectly fine, and a few people have said like they kind of see it as a badge of honour, and that's fucking weird.
I disagree with that. There's obviously a huge...
He was drunk and inebriated at the time.
Oh, right, so maybe he didn't fully mean that.
I hope he didn't, but do you know what I mean? It's just like...
There was a stigma, obviously, in the 80s when AIDS came about. There's loads of tabloids really negative towards gay people. And I think the stigma's gone, going. And there's also a medication, I don't know if you know about it.
PrEP.
But it's PrEP, yeah. So you can take PrEP before having sex, and you can have someone who's positive and detectable, which means if you're detectable, it means you can transmit. And I think it's something like 99, again, don't quote me, 99% chance of not then contracting AIDS. So you can have safe sex in terms of, even if you don't wear a condom, in terms of not catching AIDS, and also if you do have AIDS, there's medication you can take which means you're undetectable, and you can have sex and then not pass on. But even though you are undetectable, I still think it's important if you have a sexual partner to then tell them.
Yeah.
Before you have sex.
Yeah.
Which might scare someone away, and I can see it as being a daunting thing to do, because it can be seen as dirty.
It's an important thing to do. Like,
but
it's not. It's. I suppose now, someone's going to get offended by this, and I'm going to say it anyway because it's not meant. It's not meant to be offensive, but. And I'm not saying being trans is the same as having AIDS, and it's not. But I feel like the same respect should be granted. If you're a trans person.
Yep.
And you're going to sleep with somebody, they should be aware that you're trans.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I do think that's fair.
Do you know what I mean? Because, like,
you
can't...
Because then when do you tell them? If you're not going to tell them the first time and you want to develop the relationship into something serious, then you're living your relationship as a lie. So yeah, I've never really thought of it that way, because obviously
a lot of people don't like to, because then they're like kind of like claiming not to be what they've transitioned into. But I think at the same time, a lot of transitions aren't complete. Yeah,
fully complete. Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
I'm under the understanding that there is different milestones for someone who's transitioning. So you got like, obviously you're like breast augmentation surgery, bottom surgery and stuff. So there definitely is different stages, and it all costs money for these people as well. So
cool. Let's talk about your boxing career.
Yeah, man.
How long have you been boxing for? When did you start?
So I've always loved a bit of a scrap going through school. And it got me in a lot of trouble. And I think when my dad first introduced me to a personal trainer, I don't know if you've heard of him, he's quite popular in the area, Mark Plunkett. Yeah, so I used to train at Phoenix. Yeah. So I went down, you know Phoenix? Yeah, Phoenix. I went down to Phoenix.
RIP Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody liked him.
Oh, bless him. My dad took me down there, and I've got the videos somewhere deep in my phone somewhere. I could not throw a dig. I don't know why I thought I was hard, because I definitely was not.
Difference in boxing and fighting, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a big fucking difference.
So I really liked it. And then I went to, do you remember a gym called Sakaspert?
Yeah.
It's a Muay Thai gym in Boscombe with Sir.
I remember Sir.
Yeah, so I went
the
down.
calf, didn't he?
Yeah. Amazing guy.
I've known Sir since before you were born.
Fully, yeah, nice.
Since I was 14.
Oh,
so
cool.
was that, how long? 20 years ago?
And then I think I must have been about 12, 13 or so, going down there. I never pursued it properly, because it was... my head was a bit everywhere as a kid, so I did rugby, and mum and dad would take me there. I loved it as well, because a bit of rough and tumble, a bit of physical contact. I thrive on that. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, I did that for a while. Did a bit of boxing at Arena Boxing Club, and then boxing really kicked off for me when I joined the army.
Okay.
So I was in my phase 2B, which is just another segment of my training to then be able to join the field army. And the army's amazing for boxing. Yeah. So much funding goes into it, and it's great. And I fully stand by it. Like, the funding goes in because it makes soldiers better soldiers. Like
more disciplined.
Yeah, more disciplined,
more
and like getting punched in the face. I feel like everyone needs to get punched in the face, but no one really wants to. No. But everyone should get punched, because then
it's really not a nice feeling, though.
Yeah, you really
it's
see.
Not a nice feeling.
No, not at all. Getting chinned. You really see what you're made of. So yeah, I then went into like a bit of a training camp with for my first bout, and then went on to the core championships. I won my first bout. Lost my second to a staff sergeant, I believe, on a split. I think I should have won. Everyone I know thinks I should have won.
Well, mate,
but it's probably...
If you're losing to a higher caliber fighter on a split, that's a win.
Yeah,
like, it's a personal win, do you know what I mean?
It's not... People are so obsessed with like this Floyd Mayweather effect where everyone thinks they should never lose. No. You find more out about yourself in the losses than you do your wins. So yeah, that went really well. Kind of got the bug a bit then. Sparring a lot more, and then kind of died down. So there's only been certain parts of my career where I've been able to like fully focus on boxing, and then 2 years back I then went into another training camp to go back on the core championships. I won my preliminary bout to get onto the finals by knockout, which is pretty cool. Yeah, rated that. And then I got onto the finals and then dislocated my knee. Just completely blew out. I've had issues with my knee throughout my whole career. Like the kneecap was over there. I folded over like a deck chair.
Were you worried that it could have been the end of your
military career as well? Yeah, it fully could have been. So I don't know. Can the camera see me?
Yeah, it can.
So they completely opened me up.
Nice.
Little sections here. Peeled it all open, dug some shit out, and put it back together, which put me out for quite some time. But my best fight.
Do you know the babies are born without kneecaps?
I know, yeah.
They don't have kneecaps until they're like 2 years old.
That's mad, that.
Fucked up, mate.
My best bout though was definitely down in York Hall, which was fucking mega.
Yeah.
So
what's it like fighting at York Hall?
Oh, it's fucking
It's like
cool.
It's
man.
like
yeah.
I feel like if you can debut York Hall,
Yeah, it's
what I mean?
like some of the best boxers in the world of like.
And it's a shit stadium. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
it's
shit,
but
yeah.
it's legendary.
But I think that's
it's
what
like
makes it
Madison Square
good.
Garden. Have you been to MSG before?
No, I haven't.
All right.
No, I'd love to.
Now, I've never been to the boxing there, but I went to watch ice hockey when I was in New York.
Nice.
And mate, I was surprised. First of all, I had the best burger I've ever had in my life there. It was fucking epic.
American burger.
It was banging. But stadium's tiny.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, I
like
wasn't
it's fucking
expecting that.
well small. Like I was confused because I thought like all you hear about MSG, you think but it's not about the size. It's about the atmosphere.
Yeah,
the atmosphere
yeah.
was fucking epic, and the burgers were great.
I think I was like a week into my camp, so the army's quite good. It gives you like time away from work as much as it can do. So
Yeah.
obviously, if something urgent comes up, you're getting taken out of camp like to do the work, because obviously you can't just say, oh, everyone have this amount of time off, and then something happens.
Yeah, of
like
course.
you've got there's more important.
Have you
things
ever done
than
any
boxing.
tours?
I have, yeah.
Okay, we won't go into
Yeah,
that.
I've done one.
Okay.
Not amazing, not all shiny, but it was a tour. So I was a week in, and then this Captain Karagunas, he came up to me and he said, "Oh, would you like to fight next week?" And I was a week in, and I was like, I was fat. I was like, no. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't fat, but I just wasn't ready to fight. I was like, no, and then he was like, oh, but it's on BBC. I was like, well, fucking, of course. And it ended up being Idris Elba's show. It's called Fight School. So if you want to watch me fight, then go on to the last episode.
The last episode of Idris Elba's
you
Fight
can-
School. I'll find a clip of it. And
It's pretty cool,
Tell
man.
me about it. What happened?
So I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'll do it. And then, so I carried on my camp, and then I had to go down to Army Boxing Centre in Aldershot.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what this was about. I thought I was going to do like a bit of an open session so they can see me, and I was pretty much confirmed on the show, but I wasn't. So I've gone down to Army Boxing, and I've took Gideon, good friend of mine, professional boxer, while serving as well.
Okay.
He's a really good guy, he's motivated, all the rest of it. So we went down together. We thought we were just going to show him like I can throw a dig and then I'll be on the show. Turns out I wasn't. I knew nothing. There was another guy who was like identical weight to me, who was like there. I was like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh right, you're going to do like I don't know what it was, like a sparring session, but it wasn't. It was 3 rounds, 3 2-minute rounds. And then I ended up fighting him.
You're gonna fight for the win.
It was sparring at the start, but I was thinking to myself, if I don't beat this guy, I'm not going to get the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
So then it started getting a bit heavy-handed. Busted his nose. Yeah, there's blood everywhere. It's fucking great. I was like, felt like.
Well, you're kind of not sure if you've done the right thing. Like, sparring.
So and then it came to the end, and they were like, "I'll shit myself here." Like they were saying, like, "Oh, thing, you'll be on the show. So and so, you'll be on the show." Came to me, and he was like, "Oh, right, out of your 2 sparring session, I feel like you did better. You were going to be on the show."
That's it.
So and I went. I ended up finding a sponsor, which got me a hotel for the night, which was pretty cool. It's there with Josh, my other half.
Is that Josh in the picture?
That's Josh, yeah.
Hello, Josh.
If you didn't know, he's gay.
Oh, is it? Couldn't tell. The pearl necklace gives it away.
And my whole family's cut, because it's York Hall, it's a big deal, do you know what I mean? Even though it's only an amateur fight, whole family came down. And I had all my boys, so like a minibus full of boys came down.
Sick.
But you could very much tell it was an away show for me.
Yeah.
Because like the stadium was packed out, and it was obviously packed out for the guy I was fighting against, because he had like 6 months of like training up towards the show. And I felt confident coming out. You can see coming out like on the video when it got released, I've got a bit of swagger about me. And ended up being a first round knockout.
Did you get knocked out?
No, you can't.
Wow, I don't know. You didn't say.
Yeah, knocked him out in the first round. I felt bad for him because this was his time to shine, but at the end of the day,
Mate, if someone can take your light away, then it weren't your time to shine.
This is what I'm saying. So boxing's dog eat dog. Do you know what I mean? So.
And the thing is, like, that could have propelled you. That could have propelled you to a complete different level. But
you know boxing very well.
Yeah.
K1, isn't it?
Yeah, K1.
Nice. How many bouts you had?
Not enough.
Not been punching the head enough.
No, I had like 5 pro K1 bouts.
Nice.
3 Class A Thai bouts.
There's different classes, which means you can elbow and.
Yeah.
So is that class where you can do everything?
I only done full class, so I was always like professional level. So like I'd do pro K1 or Class A Muay Thai, pro MMA.
So Class A's everything?
Everything.
Oh, the 8 limbs.
The 8 limbs, yeah.
How does it feel to take an elbow in the face?
Hurts. I'll tell you something, I've never taken an elbow without a pad, so I've only taken an elbow in the face in sparring.
Right.
Which I'm grateful for, because elbows, mate, they cut you.
Damage,
They cut you straight away.
And knees are pretty deadly.
Knees, I've never been.
Not as pointy.
I think I've got caught in the sternum with a knee, and I felt like the knee went out my fucking spine.
Yeah,
it was horrible. But like, it was weird because I got winded, but it was like a cartoon winding, like mentally. Like when I got it, the knee, it was like I felt like my lungs expanded like balloons over here, and I felt like the knee pushed my sternum into my spine. Like it was a fucking weird feeling, mate. It must have been a perfect accuracy. It was horrible.
I've only ever took a body shot, and that was pretty grim.
Yeah.
You got to act like you're cool, but you're really not.
Yeah. But like, so I think for me, I had to try and master the art of not getting hit.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like getting hit. I'd done more damage to myself than I'd done more damage to myself fighting than an opponent has ever done to me in any fight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always breaking my fingers, breaking my ankle. So it's like, I don't need the added pressure of him breaking my fucking nose.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Of course.
Broken nose 7 times in sparring. Do you know what I mean? But like, everything repairs itself. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
but it still
my
fucks
pride
you up
didn't.
long term.
When I got knocked out, my pride didn't recover,
course.
and I just didn't want to experience that again. So there we go. That was it. But I love fighting.
It's good, isn't it?
I love it. But the thing is,
gives
mate,
you such a hit, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I'm getting old now, but I'm still fucking getting old.
Not that old,
I'm 38 years old. Right, but I still, like, there's been instances where I've been involved in road. Mate, my wife see what you were saying about everyone should get punched in the face.
Yeah.
See how it feels. Fucking accidentally got into a road rage incident, and I think it was a car full of fucking junkies, heroin addicts, crackheads, or whatever the fuck they were. Yeah. But they were following me for about 5 miles, and I was on my way to my brother-in-law's birthday do. So I was like,
don't want to bring that with
do
you,
I bring it all the way there? I'm going to have to just stop the fucking car and like just...
Were they up your arse or?
Mate, they was up my arse the whole way, going in front of me, slamming their brakes on, and it was like, it was, you're trying to get me to stop, do you know what I mean? Yeah. There's 5 of you and there's me and my wife, and I think we were in a shitty car at the time, so they just like looked at him and thought, you're a dickhead. Like, people like to do that, don't they? Like, lorry drivers think they're hard because they're driving a lorry, but you're not a fucking idiot.
They've also got to deal with cunts every single day.
But I deal with cunts a lot.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've stopped the car because I'm about fucking 5 miles away from getting to where we got to be, and about 5 miles away from my house. So I'm like, fuck this. I'll just put the brakes on in the middle of the dual carriageway. They stopped. I saw, I was pissed. I was fucking pissed. He jumped out. One of the guys jumped out, and he ran towards my car, my side. So I've jumped out. And I don't know if you've ever had a fight with a drug addict.
Power.
They're hard to fucking kill. Yeah. They're hard to, mate, I was hitting him, like, I'm punching him, and he's not going down. He's just running into me, getting back up, like running into me, like dodge. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" Boom, and I'm hitting him, and then he's coming back, and I'm like, "How?" Hit him with the left, see if that works.
They've got superpowers.
They have superpowers. Yeah. But while this is going on, another guy's come out the car, and he's running towards me. So I'm like, "Fuck!" I've got one that I can't knock out, and another one. So now I've got to manage to fight 2 people. Yeah. So I ended up like punching, but swinging them around as well at the same time. Like, that's what you got to do. I've got to create space. So I'm swinging them away, punching, swinging them away, punching this one. And when this has happened, I haven't noticed, but the lady who was driving has jumped out of the fucking car, ran towards my wife, My wife's got the window undone. The woman's holding my wife, punching her through the fucking window. So I ran around, and I'm not proud of hitting women, but listen, I don't give a fuck. I defend my family, and I don't care who it is. If there's a child attacking my wife, I'd step on it. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. So I punched her, and then like swung her out of the way, and then everyone's come around. There's another guy jumped out of the car, and I'm like, fuck, this is getting crazy. Like, there's me and my wife who's in the car, me who's out of the car.
You just need to get out.
There's another junkie coming towards me. There's two here. There's one on the floor, and I'm just like, what do I do in this situation? Like, I can't just carry on. And there's about 20 cars that have all stopped. Everyone's recording. Oh. And I'm just like, you're a bunch of cunts. You really a fucking bunch of cunts.
They're gonna do that.
So the old guy, the last one that got out of the car to come towards me, I was like, he started shouting, stop it. And I was like, you fucking stop. You come over here, mate, and you're getting the same as what your fucking mate. He said, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them. Get in the fucking car now.
Oh, what, and they left?
Yeah. And I was like, do you know what? Like, I was relieved because at that point, like normally, if it comes to an altercation, you can just punch someone, they go down, you walk away, and it's over. But when you punch someone, it just keeps on coming back. And it's like, mate, what do you want from me here? Because I'm trying not to fucking go 100%.
And especially if they're following you as well. There's not really much you can do. Because you're trying to get away.
Yeah, so
if you just drove on, they would have drove on. You'd have had your little tiff. Yeah. But obviously they wanted.
They wanted it and they got it. But yeah, my wife got punched in the face. She said, don't even hurt.
Oh, bless her.
Don't even hurt.
Hairs all everywhere and that back.
She's right. She had a little bit of blood on her lip, but
oh, bless her.
But those situations as well, they're quite annoying, especially because from there we had to go on to a family function. And then like
all scruffed up and that.
Yeah, and it's like I get a bit self-conscious sometimes when my wife's trying to explain that she's just been punched in the face. I'm sitting there thinking, all of these cunts think it's me. Yeah, they've got to think it's got something to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd never hit my wife, but at the same time, people who hit their partners would say that. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then it gets done, and it's like I wouldn't, and I haven't. But like, I feel like it's like, do you know when someone loses something in a room, and then they're looking for it, and you feel like you stole it. Like, you feel like, I don't know, but it's over there.
It's in your back pocket.
Yeah, normally it is. But yeah, no, it's fucking weird. So, the boxing show, you knocked him out. Did you meet Idris Elba?
Yeah, I met Idris.
What's he like?
I didn't get the warmest of welcomes from him.
What do you mean?
Because
you knocked out one of his ads.
Yeah, so like there's a big like lead up, and obviously he spent a load of money on the production and stuff, and then for me to then go on the show and knock him out in the first round, like, he must have been a bit hard up about it, but I just personally didn't feel like I get the warmest welcomes. I wish I called him out. Like, give me the mic. Idris Elba, you're next.
Why didn't
you? Idris, if you're listening and you want to fight, I'll fight you. All right, anywhere, any place, any time, Machava.
You like fighting old men, don't you?
Yeah, mate. It was a stunning experience. My whole family watched. My nan, my partner, my buddies.
How long have you been with your partner?
So we met.
What's his name? Jamie.
Josh.
Sorry, Josh.
So I met Josh March 2020.
Right, now, I'm just going to stop and ask you a question, because obviously you didn't get offended, but Josh, I'm taking it by the look of him, he's one of the mincier type of gays.
Yeah, he's a bit more
What would you call that? What do we call it? So, because I just...
Effeminate. So he's more effeminate. More effeminate, more...
So that's what, like, so I wouldn't be offensive if I said to a gay...
Why
are you such an effeminate for?
Yeah,
that's offensive. Say why are you such an
more feminine.
Feminine. Yeah. So femme. Can I call it femme? Is that weird?
Femme's like a shortened. I think they like people like when they refer to themselves are like. There's so many different. I don't know if you know this, but there's so many different categories for gay men. Yeah. It's like you've got bear. So bear.
Oh, the hairy ones.
Yeah, big hairy ones. But then if you've got a smaller hairy one, they're called an otter. And then you've got daddies.
I've got a mate, Jim Boy Dave. You're an otter. You know who you are.
And then you've got like.
Do they have to be gay to be an otter?
Well, yeah,
not just any fucking 5'6" hairy geezers.
I mean, like you're a straight otter then.
Jim Boy Dave, you're an otter.
You got twinks, which are like usually like a bit younger, slimmer. got jocks, which I like.
Are you a jock?
Yeah, I'm a jock.
I'm a jock.
Yeah, you got all these different categories. I don't know where it's come from. It's just formed over. Yeah, Josh is more feminine. I think I definitely am attracted.
So you met during lockdown?
Yeah.
Were you on your 15-minute daily exercise?
Yeah, something like that. It was actually just before, so I met him just before lockdown, and hit off really well. And then obviously for the next 3-4 months, however long it was all FaceTime, because he lives in Northamptonshire, and obviously
really?
I live down here.
Lovely area.
Yeah. He lives in Burton Lam, a little town. Not really much.
Much better than Northampton.
Yeah.
Good.
There's not really much going on, but it's got a lovely countryside, etc.
Does this picture explain it? And I'm sorry to have to ask. Is there a pattern? Like, are you top or bottom, or like, is it a thing, or are you interchangeable?
That's funny.
Why is it funny? It's got to be asked, mate. I want to know.
Yeah, like I think straight people are always intrigued about who's. It's kind of an obsession, you know.
Because is it a strict role? Like that's more important. Before we get onto it, so it's not like, because I don't know. I just assume that sometimes you're in a relationship, it's a strict role, like I'm the man, you're the woman type thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's obviously certain things in life that I'm better than him at, and there's certain things in life that he's better than me at. Like, for example,
if you say cleaning the house and doing the dishes, yeah, that's you can't say that, mate.
No, I'm better. So like, we've got this bit of a don't know what you call it. I cook, he cleans.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like in any partnership, like there's certain things.
I cook and she cleans.
Yeah, I think it's the same as same as in straight relationships. Like there's certain things that people that your other half is better than you at, and like you kind of take on those roles. It doesn't have to be the stereotypical. Oh, my wife cleans and I bring all the money.
She earns more money than me.
Yeah, well, do you know what I mean?
It's fucking.
So I bet you're scrubbing the toilets, bitch.
No, I'm not. That's why she fucking hates me. I don't know.
Yeah, there's not roles as such. I think obviously, like if people want to follow those roles, like if there's a more masculine guy with a more feminine guy, and they want to follow those roles, then that's totally up to them. But with me and Josh, we both just. I don't think there's much roles going on there.
Good.
So I see him as a guy, he sees me as a guy.
So you top or bottom?
Answer the question. I've been in a relationship for a very long time.
You've been in both?
Yeah.
All right,
because it's just fair, isn't it?
Okay, so in my understanding, I've got to use the gays.
Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
You're the straights. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You don't cry about it.
No,
yeah.
Exactly.
Straights.
Yeah. I know. Terrible,
Stinky
isn't it?
straights.
Fucking dirty bastards, isn't we? Right. So the gays are infamously known to be big on the party drug scene.
Yeah.
I know you're military, so I'm assuming not you.
Not at all.
Okay.
No.
Cool. But like, why is that such a big part of gay culture?
I don't know.
Because like, it's not like, I know like obviously straight people do drugs, but there's specific drugs that the gays do, which anyone else looks at and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know too much about that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have to go searching for that to understand it more. Whereas like my friends are pretty, I was going to say straight, but like they're not straight, but in terms of like, they just drink alcohol, do you know what I mean? Go out and we have a good time. To be honest, I can't really answer that.
Fair enough.
I don't really understand it.
Do you ever go out in the Bournemouth night scene?
The Triangle, yeah. I was actually, I was messaging Josh, and so I've been away for a little while. I came back, and there's 3 new gay bars, which I'm like, it's amazing. I think it's more uni students now. Yeah. Which hand in hand seems to mean an influx of more gays.
It's not just the gays. I think there's like a wave of transgenders. Yeah. And at the moment, a lot of people are coming out. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah. A lot of people are coming out to be what they are. And I think that is boosting the
popularity of gay bars. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I was actually in DYMK, which is does your mother know? Yeah, which is pretty cool. So I was out there with a few friends. Yeah, it's popping off at the moment.
Yeah.
They didn't seem too popular. Like when I don't know why there's 4, because when I was in the most popular one,
4 what?
So 4 gay bars. There's DYMK Bar, then DYMK Nightclub,
Yeah.
then there's Pride, and then
What was the other one?
Diva.
Where's the old school one? There used to be.
I think DYMK is the oldest one.
No, it's not.
I wouldn't know.
It's
And then
not.
you got, do you know Sauna Bar?
What?
Do you know Sauna Bar?
No.
Sauna Bar's like it's a sauna basically for gay people. I
That
don't
sounds
know.
fun.
I've never been in there, so
Mate,
I don't
I
know
get
what's going on
terrorised
in
by
there.
the gays. Right? So I used to own a gay club, yeah.
Yeah, I know this.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like, it was a laugh. Like, my friend Grant, who was a drag queen, I can't remember her name. Sorry, darling. But he was like pretty much my manager.
Yeah.
I had another gay guy who was my manager, and then he ran off with some money.
Well, from the bar.
Yeah, fucking little tramp.
Fuck's sake.
But then my mate Grant took over, and like it was good, and he helped me out. And like was married, to another guy similar to yourself. He's an older guy. Like, you'd not know that he's a gay. He's got 2 daughters. Like, he's got a normal job. Do you know what I mean? No, but like he's just like, you wouldn't tell he's gay. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's just like a decent geezer. Pete, hello Pete. But yeah, like they done a good job, but it was in Salisbury.
Salisbury.
Yeah.
Is there a gay scene in Salisbury?
Well, I don't know why. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't brilliant. I feel like it'd be brilliant in 2024, but I was here a bit too early. I think it was like
Yeah.
2017.
Maybe, potentially, yeah.
Yeah, but before
All
my
the
time,
gays moved to London.
I know.
They moved to the big cities.
Because no one wants to be in little shitty cities where people are fucking small-minded.
Yeah, with that, and I think like,
There's more dick.
I don't know, yeah, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. I think you just like, if you move to London, you can actually surround yourself with people who are like-minded. Do you know what I mean? So like, if I took, say if I made everyone, well, I made 90% of the people around you gay, and then I was like, oh, right, you go in a club, and you didn't know who you could talk to in that manner, romantically, try and bring someone home, etc. You're going to want to go to the place where there's more people like your kind
course.
as such. So I think that's why there's so many gays in London, and I love London. London's pretty cool. It's fucking
cool.
expensive.
Do you drink a lot?
Do you know what? I've actually, so I was away for a little while and ended up, well, I'm a binge drinker. I'm not like I'll finish work, I'll have a pint. I'm more, I like to go out and get a bit of steaming. And I noticed I was spending way too much money trying to save for a house, and I thought the more sensible thing was to quit. And I actually went, I think, like nearly 2 months without drinking.
Fair.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. For a young lad as well.
Yeah, but then I was like
Bored.
a lot. Yeah, basically a lot. I noticed that I socialise a lot more when I've had a drink.
Yeah.
But I've just got to find that point where I'm like drinking, but I'm not getting steaming, and I'm not like, I don't ever need to be in that state.
Do you still get into fights when you're drunk?
Do you know what? That's stopped years ago.
When you learnt discipline from?
Yeah, there's like, I think there's a few reasons. Like, there's always backlash. Like, you come home, you got bruises, and then you like thinking,
You don't have to worry about the police. You're just getting nicked by a military.
yeah, and that's worse. Get put in the glass house. It thinks
Essex,
immature as well. Like, what?
Where's that, Colchester?
Yeah, it's in Colchester. Yeah. I think it's immature as well. Like, what are you trying to prove? Like, or
Probably
you really,
prove that you're not gay.
yeah, and that.
Do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as well. Like, growing up, when I did used to fight, I think a lot of the time I was quite troubled in my head.
Yeah.
With like coming to terms with.
Have you ever slept with a
being
girl?
gay. Yeah, years ago, right? Years and years ago. Yeah, as I was saying, like, I think, and I wanted to prove to people that I was still hard. I don't know why I felt like that, but
Well, it's because of obviously
perceptions. I think.
perceptions and what you're like. Gays are known,
But I
believed
think-
to be soft.
Yeah, I think that was down to my perception,
Yeah.
though, because everyone forms their own perceptions.
Yeah.
I think that was down to my own perception, and
But the thing is, like, it's become a lot more normal
Yeah.
to be open about what you are. But realistically and subconsciously, you're always going to feel initially like you're not doing the right thing, like you're not normal.
Yeah.
And like
I definitely went through that.
It's your normal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you're not.
What is normal? There is no normal.
Yeah. There is no normal.
Exactly.
Like there's ideal, but there's no normal.
So obviously I did that to try and prove to myself and to other people like I was this big man, but I was just hiding my own insecurities by doing so. And as my brain's developed and I've got older and I've realised, what are you proving having these drunken tiffs? Nothing.
Yeah.
I tell you where you do prove yourself is in the ring. Somewhere like that, and it's a lot more mature.
I suppose now you've proven, like, okay, yeah, I am gay, but at the same time, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Like, and like, you're strong.
Yeah.
Like, you're proud, you're confident. Like, but these are the things before you establish who you are. It's hard to like.
And nowadays, I like breaking down boundaries because obviously we've been talking about it quite a lot about people's perceptions of what a gay man should be. I like breaking down boundaries, saying your perceptions are wrong. Like, I can go in the gym, I can squat 200 kilos, I can go in the boxing ring, and I can fight a man tooth and nail. Do you know what I mean? So, and that's not what people's normal perception would be. But then they see me do what I'm doing, and they're like, right, so a gay man can do this. Do you know what I mean? I don't blame people for having those perceptions because it's a lot of the time it's what the media portrays as well. Like people who do get the limelight are like people like James Charles and stuff. They get the limelight a lot, and I think there's so many people like me as well. I'm not the only one.
No.
So my best mate's like bricklayer. Loves a pint of Guinness. Loves a pint of Guinness.
Guinness is the gayest pint you can have. It is factually the gayest pint you can have is a pint of fucking Guinness.
I don't know.
Definitely is.
What would be mine?
Oh, hang on, because it's full of iron.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
All right, mate.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and like, there's some strong motherfuckers about as well who are gay, like some hard motherfuckers as well. Yeah, and I think it's coming to light a bit more. Like, you don't have to be a certain way. Like, even with females, do you know what I mean? And that's also coming to light a lot more. Like, females can be fighters. Females can serve in the military. Females can do these things.
Controversial time.
Go on.
But women should not be doing any of those things against men.
Right, yeah, so...
like, women are arguing, like, female footballers are saying, oh, we want to get paid as much as the men. First of all, you're not as good as the men. You might have won the World Cup, but, like, if you, like, I'm talking about statistically, speed, strength, jumping, shooting, like, it's not there. Also, you're not generating the revenue. But same as boxers, like, there's so much uproar about transgender fighters fighting the same sex, right? And, okay, no one's going to argue until a trans man, so female to man, goes into the fucking ring and professionally fights a professional male boxer. Yeah. His face is going to get broken.
Yeah. I think, so we'll go back to the football, I think that is purely revenue. That is pure. It doesn't matter who's better at what.
No, exactly. If you can generate the same revenue, then you will get paid.
That's all it's about.
But my point is, at no point could the women's football team play the men's football team.
Yeah, I think
like
there's
a mismatch. Like,
there's too much of a genetic advantage for males for that to ever kind of play out. But
we'll leave it at that because I'm dragging you into this. I don't want it to. So I mean, like, I want good content, but at the same time, I don't want to get stick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're in these circles. People are going to see this podcast and think, "Well, this guy's like saying the truth," but the truth offends so many people that you end up with a fucking lynch mob after you.
Next time I'm in Soho, like.
Yeah. I know of many rumours from some of my weird gay friends. When I say weird gay friends, that they are insistent on the fact that they only shag straight guys.
Yeah, well, that's just a complete lie. So, like, you have these, like, certain individuals who will have sex with men and have flings with men who still call themselves straight. I don't understand how you can...
Good topic. Great topic. Brilliant. You brought it to my attention.
I just don't see how you can ever be that way with a man and call yourself straight.
Okay, so all of these guys
Yeah.
that are doing OnlyFans
Yeah.
and having sex with men,
Yeah.
what's your take on that?
I think OnlyFans potentially could be different because it's bringing in the revenue, so you could force yourself to do something you don't like. Could you run through shit for £1 billion? Yeah, you don't like
Run
it.
through my mother for $1 million.
You don't like it necessarily, but it's earning you the dough. So I think OnlyFans, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
I potentially could be different. But if you're doing it for free, then you're either one of three things. You're either bi-curious and you're just trying it and you're just trying to kind of get your gauge, which is absolutely nothing wrong with it. Do you know what I mean? And you're either bisexual, as like you like men and you like females, or you're just straight up gay.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're gay. You're inside a man. You are.
Tell them.
Yeah, that's my take on it. But I think the OnlyFans kind of
It's a grey area.
adds a new dynamic to it, because I think there's not many females out there paying for content, but there is definitely a lot of men.
Yeah.
So I think they're catering to the gay community in order to make more money.
But is that not like disrespectful to the gay community? People like,
People will still buy it.
Yeah, I know.
People will still
I
buy
know,
it.
but like my logic is like, what's the fascination? Because they market it as like gay guy getting rowed by 7 straight guys.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, from someone who watches straight porn, I don't want to see 7 guys fucking one bird. I don't. There's way too much cock and way like I like a good balance. Do you know what I mean? I don't like girl on girl porn, but like 1 or 2 guys on one bird, that's plenty. Or 2 or 2. Do you know what I mean? Like, but like 7 men shagging 1 gay guy, 7 straight men shagging 1 gay guy. That's what it'll be marketed as.
Yeah.
That's 8 cocks, mate, and 8 arseholes.
That's a lot,
That's
isn't
too much for me, buddy. But what I'm saying is, are you all just standing, because there's only 2 holes on a fucking gay man, or a straight man, there's only 2 holes on any fucking man.
Yep.
So, what are the other 6 of you fucking doing? Just sitting there wanking off, because let me tell you, it's not easy to wank over a guy shagging a guy, is it? Well, it is for you, maybe, but...
Probably a bit easier for me than it is for you, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, how do you keep yourself going in that situation when you're trying to make porn and you've got to keep yourself going over something that apparently you don't find attractive, but you're managing to stay up because it's your turn next?
Yeah.
At that point, you need to. Like,
I think Viagra will come into play with that.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, people sometimes try and slaughter me and say, "Oh, you're homophobic and you're this." Mate, I am not homophobic. If I was, I wouldn't have you here drinking out of my glass because that's a dirty mouth.
Well,
do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't. Like, mate. And I am not homophobic. I have questions sometimes for certain things because I'm a human and humans are curious animals.
Absolutely.
It's as simple as that. Like, do I hate people for being gay? No. Do I hate trannies? Absolutely. I don't. But my point is, like, if I hate someone, I hate someone. But that doesn't make me a thing. If I hate one Pakistani,
I think
don't make me a fucking racist.
I think what you've just got onto there is like one of the reasons that I've come on as well, because I understand there's a lot of people with these questions, and if I can settle one person's like curiosity behind it and what they're questioning, and make them see the community with a more positive light, I've done my job there.
Yeah.
I think we need to stop being so scared about having an open dialect about these things. Like, the media loves to rile things up and show everything in a negative light, and there's one reason behind that, is because it sells.
Yeah.
People love to be infuriated. There's no reason to be infuriated. Just settle down, have a conversation, and...
But the thing is, it's so much easier to get your dopamine fix from anger
yeah, exactly.
than it is from anything else.
Yeah.
Because everything...
Well, it takes a bit more intelligence as well, and it takes a lot more maturity to actually kind of grasp an understanding of what's actually going on.
Yeah. I think as well, like, I think there's like cultural things. I know I've got friends, you probably have friends who are Muslim. I have a friend that's a gay Muslim and got completely disowned by his family after being abused, assaulted, like, it was horrible.
That's not
Do you
great.
know what I mean? It's not good. And the way I look at it is, I wouldn't even look at it like, I'm doing that to a gay. I'm doing that to a member of my family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that, you don't
Absolutely.
treat your family like that. Like, listen, I'll treat another person like that if they were fucking wrong. And period. Like, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? But like, that's a member of my family. And if that member of my family was a wrong one, then I'd do that to them. Do you know what I mean? If I found out a member of my family was shagging children, I'd fucking destroy him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, for being gay, why? Like, what? So, all right, I understand. Especially like, from my heritage, it's extremely frowned upon. Like, I have a Jamaican family.
Yeah.
It wouldn't go down well. I'd probably be disowned. Would have been back, like if I was gay. Like, I'd probably had to come out when in my teenage years. Like most people would have. It wouldn't have been acceptable, and I'd have probably been disowned by most of my family. Do you know what I mean? Not my siblings, but
I think it's everyone's right to like think how they want to think, but it doesn't necessarily make it right. I just don't see how it's bringing on any harm to these people. Like, if you want to disown someone for being, like your son for being gay, like he's done nothing wrong. 2, what harm is he bringing about the world by just loving who he wants to love?
Tell me about your work it in.
Stepdad, yeah, so he's now married, well, quite a few years back, before COVID, so I think it was like 2019. Stepdad's Jamaican, so it makes he's half Jamaican, half Irish.
Is he mixed race, is he?
Mixed race, yeah.
Nice.
Which makes...
Is he good looking? Just saying, because most...
Stunning.
Yeah,
Paul Braithwaite, you are a stunning man.
I'm leaving that in, Paul.
Yeah, he's... I can't remember when he met my mum, but yeah, 2 beautiful kids, my brother and my sister. You could not tell my sister was mixed race at all.
I was just saying, couldn't tell she's related to me at all.
She's got blonde, long hair and blue eyes, and it's amazing.
That's mad.
She's also got quite tan skin.
Has your mum got blue eyes?
Say again?
Has your mum got blue eyes?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, she has blue eyes.
Yeah? Because you've got blue eyes.
Yeah, I've got blue eyes. Yeah, she must have blue eyes.
And
I think my mum and my dad have got blue eyes, yeah.
Because if your mum
didn't have their eyes in that way,
and Paul's got brown eyes,
yeah, he must
then
have.
your sister wouldn't be able to have blue eyes.
Because brown eyes is the dominant gene, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so like obviously a brown eye is like a capital B, lower B, and then a blue eye.
Oh, we're going into
biology. I'm not going to go there, sorry. We're not going to go there. But yeah, like there's a lot of maths to it. Like, do you know like the XXXY chromosomes?
Yeah.
Same thing, but for eye colour. And like obviously there's more colours than there are chromosomes. I'm not going to get into that. Again, draggy, innit?
Yeah, he married my mum in 2019.
How old are your siblings?
My brother is 16 and my sister she'll be 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Does your brother clearly, is he like a quarter caste?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say quarter caste in this day and age?
So caste isn't actually the correct thing to say, you see, because caste means pure.
Exactly, so quarter caste. Quarter pure.
Quarter pure,
Black being the pure bit.
Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah, if you want to put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, that's my understanding. Because I used to say that with, like, completely uneducated, and then I understood, like, oh, that's actually not the right thing to say.
Yeah. I thought it was cast out, like half of you, like, do you know what I mean? Like half black, so half cast out.
Yeah. I don't know where I found that out. I think someone must have brought me up on it, which is what we was going back to earlier. Like I was saying that with absolutely no bad intentions. Someone brought me up on it, and I've never said it since.
No. So was your Paul?
Yep.
Your stepdad? He was with your mum when you came out.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. Obviously, like coming from like Jamaican heritage, just different cultures. So, as you were saying to me, it might not be, well, I don't think it is widely accepted within Jamaica. So
I mean, there's a lot of fucking gays.
Yeah.
But it's very, very like
frowned upon as such.
Very, very frowned upon. Yeah.
So I think that was the only thing in my head which made me have a little bit concern about telling Paul. But I told him, and he was completely and utterly cool with it.
Yeah, sick.
Do you know what I mean?
I think if my son come to me and told me that he was gay, I'd call him my little batty boy for the rest of his life. Do you know what I mean?
That's such a Jamaican thing, innit? You're a batty boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's cool, supportive. He's met Josh. Josh gets on with him. He gets on with Josh.
Nice.
I couldn't, honestly, like, I'm so lucky.
Yeah.
And I know there's not as many people who are as lucky as me. The support system, one, from my family, insane. Never had any issues. And my friends and my work.
Yeah.
Like, everything behind me is supportive.
Where do you, if you didn't have joined the army when you did, where do you think you'd be in life right now?
That's a very, very good question. So before I joined, I had an apprenticeship. My head was completely out of it.
What was the apprenticeship?
The apprenticeship was in tiling, plumbing and heating engineering.
Okay.
Just with a one-man band, and my head wasn't in it. It was completely my wrongdoing as well. Like, I was just, like, everything I was doing was just completely wrong. And turn up, and then I just got fired. Just got fired, and that was the only thing going for me. I got barely any GCSE. I got 3 GCSEs, maths, English, and science, and I just was just basically going down a slippery slope of being a nobody. And I turned around to my parents one day and was like, I think I want to join the army. And it was shock, and then this probably will be the right thing to do. So this would have been, I probably would have wanted to have started the process in 2016.
Okay.
Started the process.
That's when there were still soldiers in Afghanistan, right? 2016.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Unsure.
I'm just thinking of, like, from a parent's perspective, how scary it would have been. Fuck.
Of course. And then, so went through the whole procedure, and then the army eventually, there was a lot of, like, I was acclimatised into my new environment. It was very hard for me initially, but eventually I made myself into somebody, and the army guided me through that and gave me that, like, sense of discipline, and, like, I think it was a bit of a shock to the system because I was around a lot of hard men. Yeah. And I'd never really, I always thought I was the hardest. Like, I always thought I was invincible, which is far from the truth. Even now, I know I'm far from invincible. So it was a humbling experience for me.
So when doing my research, it said somewhere that you had some injuries. Like, I think you got stabbed.
Yeah.
And what, do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of things that, like, kind of followed me into my early stages of my career, and it didn't happen overnight.
Because there's been a few things that could have put you out of your career. It's kind of like destinies. Yeah, and it's not just that. Like, it's how I think it's helped you be comfortable with your sexuality.
Yeah. It all comes into play.
Yeah.
So I was, to put it lightly, I was a dick growing up. Got kicked out of school, doing naughty things, doing things I shouldn't be doing. I won't delve too deeply into that.
Doesn't matter.
But then I joined, and the change didn't happen overnight. I was closeted when I first joined the army because I was around a new environment with new people, and they didn't know me. Yeah. They didn't know I'd come out, and I was firmly back in my closet because I almost had to come out again. And I think that harmed me mentally, and I was still acting the way I did. So I went out on one night out when I was 17. Shouldn't have been out anyway, but hey ho. Ended up getting into an altercation, got punched in the face with a knuckle duster. Ended up losing my 3 front teeth. Cracked my head open.
Did they come out at the time, or were they just damaged and you had to get taken out?
No, they were fully out. Oh, yeah. I remember that I was sat there after it all happened, because it weren't one punch and then over. I wish it was, because I would have had less harm done to me. It was one punch and then me swinging like a fucking madman. And I remember I sat down like this. The bouncer would take me to one side after about 10 minutes of the fight, so he's completely useless. Anyway, I sat there. He's like, oh my God. He's like, he went...
Did you start the fight?
Huh? No, I was just helping a friend
fair enough.
Who was on the curb, knocked out. And then he went to me, he went, don't panic, mate. But he was a bit stupid. You've got 3 teeth missing, mate. I was like, fuck no. I was like scouring around for my teeth. I was literally like picking through the grass. He was helping me as well. Because you can put them back in, can't you? And then they kind of work again.
What? No, you can't, mate.
That's a thing.
That's not a thing.
It is a thing.
No, it's not.
Like, search it up.
Mate, it's a fact. Once your teeth has been removed and it's been separated from the fucking nerve, put it back in, your tooth dies.
It might die, but it's still there for a little bit. Anyway, we're divulging. Right. So yeah, that happened, and then with the same group of men a year down the line. So obviously I went to court because I wasn't going to go to court originally, but then I found out because I woke up in a hospital bed attached to an IV drip. I didn't know really what had gone on. The copper came and spoke to me and was like, look, there was 4 people in this instance. So I was fighting 4 people, 4 fully grown men, like 25, 26. One had a knuckle duster. I was like, oh, right. So he was like, do you want to press charges? And I was on the edge, and they were like, right, you get criminal compensation, but if you don't press charges, you won't get criminal compensation. So I was like, so yeah. Like I should have, like looking back, I should have, like, because I was assaulted, there's no 2 ways about it. Yeah, ended up going to court. Court proceedings happened. The guy got a bit of time, and I got my money.
How much you get?
$4,000.
Did that pay for your
Not
face?
loads. No, it paid for my first car. Audi A1.
How much did your teeth cost to get repaired?
The army did it.
Oh, that's nice of them.
No, it's never good.
Thanks, King Charles.
Big shout out to the army. It took them a while to go through with it, but they fitted me with implants. So yeah, a year down the line, I was out, and these people, they were all together.
So this time you're like 18, 19?
Yeah, I was 18 at this point. I was out with one of my friends, and then 7 of them, 8 of them, I don't know. There's CCTV of it on the Daily Echo.
Are they gays as well?
Nah.
I thought you might have been in the gay clubs in these fucking...
Gay territory. Yeah. No, these are my men. You get away from them. Anyway, so yeah, one of them, to put it, I'll swiftly get to it, one of them punched me in the face, one of them went to stab me in my face, missed, and then one of them actually went to stab me again and hit me underneath my armpit. I didn't know till 3 hours later that I'd been stabbed. And then me being young, me being stupid, thought it was all a joke when I found out. It was far from a joke.
The thing is, it's 3 hours later. If you're not dead by then, it's pretty much going to be.
I think that's why I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But how do I not know? Because I was so like drunk, probably just, which is kind of dangerous. Like,
yeah. You don't
anyway,
feel pain as much, do you?
Yeah, not at all. So I got blue lighted to hospital, and the police came in for questioning. Still thought it was a joke, and then I think I was there in bed, and my mum just arrived, and I seen her eyes welling up, trying to stay strong, and then I thought to myself, what have I done it? Like, my mum's worried that I could have died. I could have, hit an artery, hit my lung. My heart's here, I got stabbed here. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
if it was a 4-inch knife, it could have done you.
Yeah, that's exactly. And I was told I was very lucky by the doctors. It was very close. Ultimately, no bad damage was done from it, and it took me a week to recover. But I think when I seen my mum in the way she, like, the most beautiful woman in my life, like, my mum means everything to me. She's done everything for me growing up, and to put her in that position again after doing it multiple times through my childhood, I was like, I'm a dick. Just thought I'm a dick. Like, I didn't care about myself in that sense. Like, the damage is done to me, I'll get over it. But what I've done to my mother in that point, I was like, yeah, I need to change. And I think I just kind of took myself away a bit, and worked on myself, and didn't put myself in that situation. Like, yeah, it wasn't my fault. Yeah, I was assaulted on those 2 occasions, and it was out of my power, but I put myself in those situations.
Yeah.
I went out and I was underage, and ultimately, like, if I wasn't that much of a dick, like, those things wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, it's true, but at the same time, you can't predict or prevent someone
doing what they want to do,
carrying a knuckle duster or carrying a knife.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like,
knife crime's horrendous in the UK.
And the thing
as well.
is, like, when you get into an altercation, regardless of how old you are, what sexuality you are, where you are, if you get into an altercation, human instincts are fight or flight.
Yeah.
Some people
Chimp
run
paradox.
away.
Yeah.
Yourself, you're not wired like that. It's a human instinct. It's not, I'm staying here for the trouble. It's your instinct. My instinct is the same. If I turn my back and run away, 10 people can chase me, catch me and hurt me. I'm defenseless.
Yeah.
Stand and fight, you're not defenseless.
I think like in any logical self-defense situation, if someone's got a blade, you've got to run.
Nah.
I know, I think that way as well, but if a person's got a zombie knife,
That's a different story. A zombie's a different. But the thing is, if someone is in front of me with a fucking zombie knife, there's a lot of factors you've got to take into consideration. If he's standing here, or if he's standing here, massive difference. If he's standing here, I'm putting him to bed.
Yeah.
If he's over here, my right hand's going to miss. My left hand's going to send him to sleep.
Yeah.
If he's 2 meters away, I'm not going to go for it because he can run and lunge. If he's a meter away, I can bang him before he steps back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of variables and you can take into consideration. And also, if he's a meter away and to your left, if you turn around, he'll fucking lunge you anyway. Do you know what I mean? So, like, sometimes you can't run.
It's having the intelligence to assess a situation as well. 'Cause sometimes running might be the best thing to do, but sometimes throwing your right hand might be the best thing to do. But I never want to get in that situation ever again. Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever seen those guys ever since?
No. No, I haven't. No, I don't know where they've gone.
Good.
I mean, at the end of the day, like,
if you see this, you're a bunch of pussies. Yeah?
at the end of the day, I'm like,
You're going around stabbing gay people. What's wrong with you,
Yeah.
fucking mug? What would your nan say, you fucking weirdo? Leave the gays alone, homophobic cunt.
I think ultimately, like, the best revenge that I got on them, one was they got put away, and two was I look at all the things I'm doing now and what I'm achieving in my life through the army, through my career, through boxing, through my modelling stuff. Like, I'm doing things.
Modelling? You do modelling, do you?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
So I...
You model with... Do you know who your hair reminds me of? And I'm sorry to say this on camera.
Go on.
Theodore Bagwell.
I don't have a fucking clue.
You
Is
ever
that
watch
before
Prison
my
Break?
time, is it?
Have you ever watched Prison Break?
No. Is he a good looking bloke? You best say yes.
I'm talking about your hair.
Oh,
I'm talking about your hair. He's my favourite character in the show.
oh, good. There we go. Yeah.
He's the most resourceful, but he's fucking weird.
Is he? Yeah, I'm a bit weird as well.
But,
So.
yeah, not as weird as Teabag. Theodore Bagwell. Watch Prison Break and you'll understand what I mean. But his hair, he had the hair like you.
All the old school army boys right now, if they're watching this, they'll think, what the fuck? I've got 6 weeks off. I'm just kind of living my life a little bit and it'll go back to normal when I go back to work.
And you're allowed a beard in the army now, aren't you?
Yeah, after 200 years, I think.
That's
Don't
mad.
quote me on that.
You've got a bum chin, ain't you?
A massive bum chin.
Yeah, I've
so
got a bum chin as well.
I cover it up with my beard, which is quite nice.
You didn't used to, there.
Yeah, easy. Yeah. So with the modelling stuff, it was completely by accident. Well, kind of by accident, kind of put a bit of work in. So this big time photographer called Alistair McLennan contacted Josh and was like, oh, do you want to do this job? Bring your boyfriend. I knew nothing about this, you know what I mean? I was like, I didn't know anything about the fashion industry, modelling, etc., etc. And then I went there and there's all these models signed to massive agencies, like Elite, all the big time agencies. And I just turned up completely unsigned and was like, oh, hey guys. And then I took the shots, went away. It was like a week later. I was on the Pop magazine, and
What is that?
It's just a magazine with all arty stuff.
Okay,
in it.
cool.
And they posted on Instagram the cover, and it was this exact photo. And I had to look twice. It's not just this. It's obviously got a bit of decal, like it's got the pop, blah blah blah. It's got all different stuff from it.
So you was on the front page of a magazine?
Yeah.
Was it a gay magazine?
No, it's not. There's gay stuff in it. I think a lot of like arty stuff.
Yeah, of course. Very flamboyant industry. Isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not gay as such.
Yeah.
Like there's.
It's inclusive.
Yeah. And then I looked at it. I'm like, what the fuck? And I've like looked at it again. Josh was at Reading Festival at the time. I was like, Josh, we fucking made it. He's like, what? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we've got the cover, just us two. And I've sent it to him, and his fucking internet was like lagging out. And then yeah. So after that, I got in contact with a few agencies. Didn't work out, because predominantly like these larger agencies wanted me to like devote a lot more time and were a lot more, I don't know what the word is, constricted on like the way I look and stuff like that.
They want you to be real slim as well, don't they?
Yeah, and they didn't understand that the military is my career. Like, I love my job. And then Brothers Models contacted me, and I spoke with Michael, top guy, love Michael. And he was totally understanding, like, and he was like, yeah, I understand, like, you got your career and stuff, but like, you can do this on the side. I was like, fuck it, I went for it. I've had a few jobs. I've been painted semi-nude in a jockstrap in Soho. Funny job. It was floor-to-ceiling glass, Soho, like prime hours, 7, 8, like everyone's drinking and that.
Were you outside?
No, I was sat inside, but you can see all the way through. I was like posing with this jockstrap on, and guys were painting me. I got paid handsomely, which was...
Mate, I'd not offered to do it for nothing, so don't contact me asking me to do it for nothing, but I'm very, very, very voyeuristic.
So yeah, and then it kind of kicked off from there. I've done a few magazines here and there. I've done a music video.
So you've been in Vogue?
Yeah, I've done British and Spanish. The shot wasn't what I would have liked, a more facial shot, but it was my body.
Were you dead?
I was dead at my sleep. I don't know.
I took a picture of a dead guy.
Too drunk, yeah.
You said it was you.
But yeah, I think ultimately it doesn't really fucking matter. I am in British Vogue, in Spanish Vogue, and I was over the moon with that. I was like,
brilliant, mate.
No,
I'm not
really happy with it.
I'm not yet.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I think it worked perfectly.
Josh, is he mixed race at all?
No, he's not.
He looks like semi-Filipino.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. It's his eyes.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
Can't tell the skin tone. It's a black and white photo, but
yeah, it's like, no, he's completely. As far as I know, he's totally English. But yeah, because obviously, I think what we've been talking about me being gay and in the military, it's a unique selling point. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, but I think a lot of the time I get the jobs that I do on that premise. And like, people kind of see that as interesting.
Have you ever done like a photo shoot in your army get up?
No.
Fair.
Never.
Not allowed to?
Not allowed to. As much as I'd like to, do you know what I mean, for the LinkedIn. Looking all professional on that.
Looking for a job in close personal security. I'll watch your back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been cool. It's just like this side hustle. This side hustle for me, side quest.
What goals do you have for after the army?
So right now, I'm really enjoying my career.
Okay. What do you do in the army? That's a good question.
So yeah, I'm a combat engineer by trade. So I'm also electrical engineer by trade. So.
What does that fucking mean?
So you go through and you join different cat badges.
Yeah.
Like you may know, like so you got like the infantry,
Fusiliers, paras, tank regiment.
Yeah. So the Fusiliers infantry, paras infantry, tanks obviously mechanised. So I went down the engineer route. It's really cool because like you can gain yourself a trade while being paid, which is a massive selling point. So when you leave, you actually have something to show for it. I think you do in the infantry now. Like they try and get you more qualified. So when you leave, finding a job's better. But yeah, I think right now I'm like
just focused on
my career. Yeah. I think when I don't see myself doing it forever, till I'm old and crusty.
Yeah.
But I think like there's so many benefits from being in. Like I don't have any bills. My money's my money at the end of the month. Yeah. Whereas I see a lot of people are struggling at the moment.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there, mate.
Yeah, because everything's gone so expensive, and I don't really.
I'm taking my wife on holiday this year. We're going to the food bank.
Nice. What are you getting? Beans?
Hopefully.
Heinz beans or
Heinz only. German beans only, mate.
Imagine that.
Big question for you.
Yeah.
don't know the logistics of it, but do you see yourself being a parent at some stage?
Yeah, so, and obviously that's another big question.
Full of big questions.
For gays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for gays.
And for me myself as well, because like there's logistically there's so much behind it. Like, so there's you've got two options really. What's it called when you get someone else?
Adoption. Oh, surrogate.
Yeah, so you've got adoption and surrogacy. So personally, I would love my own child one day, which I know potentially it might not happen because there's a lot of things behind surrogacy that make it very hard.
Like paternal instinct.
Yeah, I think I do have a bit of a paternal instinct to be able to have somebody that's mine. But then, on the other hand, if that doesn't work out, then adoption, it's just as much my kid as it would be.
I've always said to my wife, I was going to say my partner, like I'm a gay. I always said to my wife, that, like, if we adopt, because like, thing is, having children sounds great, but they're fucking pricks for like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather adopt. I'd like to adopt a Chinese kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nice. Guaranteed high achiever or a good cook. One or the other, mate.
Yeah, I think potentially like for us as well, I think adopting would be probably easier.
Does Josh want children?
Yeah, I think down the line, but I think that's going to be like when we're deep into our 30s.
Yeah, of course. You make it sound so old.
No,
it's not.
Middle-aged, kind of.
No, not even. Middle-aged when you hit like 45.
So what's the life expectancy in the UK? 82. So
why does everybody put their foot under my right? Everyone does it. Fucking does my head in.
Yeah, I think one day I could definitely see myself nurturing a child.
Yeah, fair.
I'm too young, too free at the moment.
Okay.
Definitely.
No, I think you're too young to have children. I, like, no disrespect when I say this, but like, and respectfully, and you'll understand it when you get to my age. Like, you're still a child. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're a man. You are a man, and I'm not taking that away from you. But like, you become a complete different person when you pass your mid-30s. Like, something happens, and then you look back on. Mate, I look back at myself when I was 23, and I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
What was that? Like, just
you gain life
I don't
experience.
recognise the person that I was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, people that knew me then only recognise the person that I was.
I get that a lot.
It's frustrating for me because, like, I am a better I'm still the same human being, but I'm a better version. Do you know what I mean? And like, half of the things that I was responsible for or I got up to, I don't even fucking remember. Like, I've literally erased them from my memory subconsciously because it's not a part of me anymore. But people, like, often remind you of things, and it's like, mate, like, I don't even want to talk about that. Like, it's negative. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not
don't bring any negative energy around me.
Talk to me about positive things.
Get reminded of a situation. You're like, brother, ooh, who is that man?
Literally.
Yeah, I get that.
So if you used to know me, fuck off. I don't want to know you no more.
Babes.
Fuck off.
I think like you're constantly evolving as well, like as a man or as a woman. You get older, more life experiences, kind of understand how life works a bit more. I think for me as well, in reference to having a kid, like, I want to be totally financially stable. I want to be able to give my kid if I have enough money, my kid's going to private school.
That's a good level of maturity you've reached at a young age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, a lot of people are like, oh, fuck it, I just want to have a kid. Like, oh, the council can give me a house. Like, what? How are you going to feed your kid?
Yeah.
You're not. That's the problem.
There's a lot behind it. And they're a financial burden. Like,
They are.
Burdens are bad word
Burden's
for
a
kid.
very honest word. Children are burdens. Do you know how much a child costs? Each child costs you about fucking £300,000 to raise it from birth to 18 years old.
Shit.
About 300 grand.
That's
I
nuts.
believe it's probably more than that, but...
Right, I think it depends how much money you have. If you don't earn that much, then it won't cost that much.
Well, mate, it will cost someone that much. The thing is, you've got to feed it. You've got to clothe it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take out holidays and we'll take out private school. But
holidays do happen, and you want to.
yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, if you can't afford it, if you're I'm just talking like the real fucking basics.
You got to pay for rent for the fucking room that you give them for it. Yeah.
That, feeding it, clothing it, housing it, paying for all the things that it fucking breaks.
Yeah.
And everything else. Like, I don't know what parents have to pay, because I ain't one. I got dogs, mate, and they're expensive enough. It cost me about...
What dogs do you have?
Staffs.
I love staffs.
Yeah. Have you seen my dogs?
I haven't.
I'll show you a picture of them. You come for a dog walk with us one day if you want. Me and my wife and my dogs.
Nice.
Not just me and you in the woods. What happening, buddy? No, buddy. Naughty. You're teasing me.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I just want to be able to give my kid everything.
Yeah.
Like that kid then becomes an extension of myself.
I want to be able to teach my kids how to work for everything, and then reward it to them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
put what I said.
Yeah. But it's very important to, like, I just think you can give people everything, and that's great. And like, I want to be able to provide everything. Yeah. That's the most being in a position to provide everything necessary to your child, but not allowing them to have it for nothing. Like, it's very, like, discipline is so important. Like, you understand
Definitely.
now. Do you know what I mean? Like, would you not rather bring your child up with a military mindset?
100%.
Than how you were brought up yourself, and that's no discreditation to your parents, but you're their first kid.
Yeah, I think with reference to that, like, I don't think I was in such a weird place as a child. I don't think no matter what upbringing I had, I would have came out being a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
Because my mum, she was amazing. My dad was amazing, and everyone in the background.
You got any other gays in your family?
I think I'm the first.
The rest are still in the closet, are they?
Yeah. There's probably a great-great-granddad somewhere who's gay. Somewhere. But I think I am the first. Potentially.
Yeah.
You never know.
The first Ken to be a gay.
Someone might do a Philip Schofield and come out down the line, but I doubt it.
Fucking Philip Schofield. What'd you make of him?
I wasn't really that arsed by it. Like, I don't care about celebrities.
I don't care about celebrities. And to be fair, I care when people are paedophiles. And
was he a paedophile?
No.
He wasn't. So what's wrong then?
Basically, he met this kid when the kid was like 13, and then he helped the kid get a job at the BBC.
Right.
Or ITV or whatever the fuck it was. And then eventually, when the kid got older, then they started having a
So was anything illegal going on? Or was it just morally wrong?
It's morally wrong. And there's a great song that says, it ain't right, but it ain't wrong. No, it ain't wrong, but it ain't right neither. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, the thing is, it is... If you meet someone when they're 12 years old and you're already, like, 45 years old...
Yeah.
And then you stay in contact with that child, and then you help that child get an apprenticeship where you work... And then 2 years later, you're penetrating that child. Don't care if it's gay. Don't care if it, like, I see it as an adult in a position of trust.
Yeah.
As you know, at 16 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old, you're
still growing.
You're a fucking child.
Yeah,
and you do stupid things that you live to regret.
Definitely.
And I think any adult understands that. So if you're an adult and you understand that people who are young teens make mistakes, do things that they're going to regret, you can't be the second party to that as an adult. Do you know what I mean? Especially someone who's as high profile as Philip Schofield.
I agree with
And then after all of that, like, just take yourself away from it, mate. Like, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? But just, like, if this has been what's said, you've had your money in that, take yourself away from it. Don't go on another fucking show just to rile up the country where you're alone and start talking about how unfairly you've been treated. Because, listen, the fact of the matter is, it wasn't illegal what you've done. I don't dispute that. It wasn't illegal, but it was fucking morally wrong.
Because he went on this show, didn't he? Castaway.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. They put
I don't really know what happened, but I think maybe shut up and just let it. It's like you're not going to be famous anymore. No one really wants to see your face.
Chill. You've got enough money. Just chill, mate.
Or go work at Tesco or something. Do you know? Yeah.
Loads of young lads over there that are after it. It's true.
Yeah. I think maybe, like...
I like your T-shirt. Where's it from?
Josh got it. It was from...
I thought that was a Mexican flag, but it's not a Mexican flag.
No, it's a fish. A fish and...
Underneath the fucking fish on the right-hand side, looks like a Mexican flag, but it's not.
Italy.
Why has it got 3 things on it?
What do you mean?
Italy's a clear flag.
Clear?
Italy's green, yellow and red. What are the things in the middle of the flag?
I don't know, maybe white?
It's not an Italian flag, is it?
Black decal as well.
What?
The back
Oh, it says
beacon.
ITA. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
I
with you.
think so.
All right, fair. You got any holidays booked this year? You going anywhere fun?
So, I had Thailand in mind.
To the young lads we were just talking about.
Absolutely not. I had Thailand in mind, but I'm coming to that stage in my life now that I need to get on. Well, I don't need to, but I would like to get on the property ladder. So
Have you been to Thailand?
no, I
Then
really
go.
want to go.
Listen, it's not wasting money. I
Is it
spoke
not?
about this in my last podcast, right? When you're young, right, you're 24, and you've made enough money to potentially almost buy a house.
Yeah.
All right. So spend half of that. By the time you're 30, you'd have made double.
Yeah.
But spend
yeah,
half of it, mate. Live your fucking life. You're not wasting money. People look at getting on holiday as wasting money, and I have, right? Until recently, and I re-understand something, mate. You're buying experiences that
Yeah.
other people can't afford to have. You're buying culture from other. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are the things that you're gaining that no one else, other people, aren't able to have. Don't deprive yourself of it so you can get trapped into a fucking
There's
lifelong
also
debt.
I've been out of the country for 6 months. So with me being out of the country for 6 months, coming back, I'm kind of enjoying being back, and like the time that I do have, I kind of want to spend in Bournemouth, see my family, because no matter how much of a hard man you are, if you have a lovely family that you love dearly, you will miss them at some point. And it's okay to say that. Do you know what I mean?
It's not gay at all.
Nah. I think like talking about emotions as well is kind of a bit of a taboo with guys, and I think
I think it's
shouldn't
pathetic. I think it shouldn't be. But again, so many people, and it's back to what you were saying earlier about like before you came out. You were concerned so much about what people thought because you were gay.
yeah.
But you take the gay aspect out, and what is everyone else so concerned about? What are all these straight men concerned about?
Literally,
Why you
yeah.
can't just speak your heart? Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck, mate. Like, people can say I'm gay. Mate, I've been labelled as gay many times throughout my life, yeah.
And?
I've never shagged a guy in my life. Do you know what I mean? The and is, I've never shagged a guy in my life.
I was waiting for the yet.
Yeah, no. No, yeah. I haven't. And I won't, because I'm not that way inclined. It's
Yeah.
simple as that. But I am friends with gays. I am in tune with my feminine side, and that does not mean I'm gay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if someone's gay. Do you know, like, not I don't care in a bad way or a good way. I just don't give a fuck.
Who cares?
I open my eyes if they are femme.
Yeah.
Effeminate.
Effeminate, yeah, there we go.
Like, it's like, because to me it's foreign.
Yeah.
Like, I think, but the lesbians do it as well, right? And it confuses me even more than the mincer is in my head so much. Yeah.
Effeminate.
Right.
Effeminate guys.
Right,
There
so
we go.
the lesbians do it, but they take it to a whole new level. Now, let me explain my logic here. Right. Gay guys are gay guys, and the effeminate guys are effeminate. And that's what, well, they're all gay guys. But the effeminate ones, they're just another extension of the gay guys. And they're fine with everyone. Gay, everyone knows, like, every girl has a gay best friend.
Yeah.
Right, cool. No man has a lesbian best friend.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that one out there.
It definitely
Right.
exists somewhere.
Probably, but not. Do you know
I
a
don't
guy that's
know.
got a lesbian best friend?
I don't know.
No, neither do I. Right?
I think there's a lot less
But if you
lesbians.
hate, I noticed that like a lot of lesbians, and I'm not going to say all of them, a lot of gay women, because you might not like the word lesbian in 2024, fuck no. A lot of gay women, queer women, whatever, dislike men. I've noticed that they seem to dislike gay men more than they dislike straight men. Don't understand it. But almost half of gay women are very masculine.
Yeah, so I think like what you're referring to there is like obviously you've got the gay community. I'd say probably about half and half. So some are more feminine, some are more masculine. On the lesbian side, you've got girls who don't fit the gender roles, who are more masculine and more feminine. I think maybe what you're referring to there is that because these women are more masculine, they feel like they can fit the role of a man.
Yeah.
So like Miss Independent Lady, why do you need a man?
Yeah.
Maybe that's their thought process behind it.
Maybe.
I'm unsure.
I don't know. But the thing is, again, it don't bother me
Yeah.
as such. I have questions about it because it's like,
It's okay to ask them.
yeah, and it's like, I feel like I've been out into gay establishments and
You own one.
I own one, yeah. But like, I will have problems from butch lesbians
Yeah.
for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, why are you eyeballing me for? Like, we ain't fucking. Why are you screwing me? I'm not trying to take your bird. Why the fuck? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you're trying to prove that you're a hard man, but first of all, you're a lesbian lady, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
I think what you're referring to
masculinity
there
over me.
is like, I don't think it's okay, like, to hate anyone as such, and it all of a sudden becomes a different thing. It's
Not
okay.
even Packies.
It's a come on. It's okay to hate a straight man.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? If straight men hated on gay guys, it's then seen as homophobic. What is it called if a load of gay men hate on a straight man?
Heterophobic?
It's not a thing though, is it?
No, it's not a thing, but it's,
But it exists.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to just disappear.
yeah. I just think, like, live and let live. It's as simple as that. Listen, like, genuinely, if I had a child and male or female was gay and was saying to my kid, oh, you should be gay, or like, I think, like, I'd have a problem with that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure even a gay parent would have a problem with that. Unless that is happening, or someone's fucking, like, molesting your kid, then fucking just crack on and let live. Let people be who they want to be.
It's not hard as well, is it?
It's really, it's a lot
hard.
easier than the alternatives.
Yeah,
it's
just
way
hating
easier.
all the
Just
time.
ignore
No need.
what they're doing. Like, and
Yeah.
if you don't agree with it, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things in this world I don't agree with, and I'm sure you don't agree with. But, and what?
Who really cares that much?
Are you going to be able to change anything that you don't agree with?
No.
No, neither am I.
I'm not in a position of power like that.
No.
I'm not an
Any-
MP.
no.
I'm not, do you know what I mean? So
You can't change anything that you're not, like, you don't agree with. So fuck it.
definitely going in the right path though, and like everyone likes to think like the world's going so badly, which in certain places it is, but I think in a lot of aspects we're living a very good life, progressive, woke. I hate the word woke.
I hate woke. I hate woke.
Overly woke.
The thing is, so when I say something that's offensive, or when
You like to do that.
no, I just like to say what comes to my head.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, and that's
you're
it.
well within your right to
I
do
don't,
so as well.
I don't process thought before I speak. I just speak as it comes into my head.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it's something that sometimes I have to say, all right, that was a bit far, I apologise. Like, then I will. I'll say sorry. But like otherwise, like it's just a fucking thought. Like, why should I be able to think what I think and not be able to say what I think?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a thought. And like, I feel like if
Having
everyone
open
said,
dialogue as well.
everybody in the world said what they thought, the world would probably be over. But if it wasn't, no, I think if everyone had to say what they thought, then I think world peace would be upon us within 10 years. Because
having that ability to have open dialogue with each other.
Yeah, like, because everybody in the world would have to be honest.
Yeah.
And that is world governments being honest.
I think as well, like, you can disagree with each other and still live in harmony.
Yeah.
And not hate each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so say if I have an opinion, I speak to you about the opinion, you strongly disagree with that opinion.
Have you got a strong controversial opinion on anything? I'd like to debate you about it.
You should have asked me before I come. I would have scoured my brain. But as I was saying, like, you disagree with my opinion, I strongly agree with that opinion. Like, we can both still have those opinions and live in harmony. Like, there's so much nowadays about left and right, and it just divides, you know, like politically left and right, and it just divides a whole nation. Like, you can still have those opinions, but still get on with those people, as long as it's, like, not opinions like they want to kill a certain ethnicity. Like, that is totally wrong. Like, or something like that. You can still live in harmony. Or can you not?
You're trying to pull me into something there, mate.
Can you not? Can you not? Can you not disagree with someone strongly and still live in harmony and not hate them?
We've covered a lot of things. And I think that is pretty much all that we really need to discuss for now.
Happy.
I mean, I've got your phone number,
Yeah.
and I'll probably stay in contact with you because
Definitely.
you know what they say about gay friends. Very good when you need your toenails done. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me about these links we've got on the screen.
So that's my Instagram. That's probably where I do the majority of my stuff. So sometimes you might even get like a bit of my actual work, so like army stuff on there.
Okay.
I tend to hold back on that. And this is my TikTok. This is more for watching. I did do videos a few years back. Maybe might do some in the future because the TikToks I'm fucking making a fortune.
I think you do well as a
there.
gay soldier on TikTok. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I do just like, do you know what I mean?
I would get absolutely. If I got my uniform on and did a TikTok, I would get ruined.
What about that Ukrainian soldier that does the dance?
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
He doesn't get terrorised, does he?
Nah.
He just made millions.
It's different. You get the Yanks do it a lot. All the privates, they get in their kit and do like mad TikToks. Pretty different culture, different. Like I would get ruined. Yeah, if you wanna find me, that's where you find me.
Morgan J Kent on Instagram and TikTok is Morgan Kent 57. Sick.
Thanks for having me on. I think ultimately, like I came on just to break down a few barriers.
Yeah. Show
myself for what I am, and
I had him on here because I wanted to prove that I'm not scared of the gays.
Yeah. Break down a few barriers as well and just show people that gays aren't all soft. If you want to be gay and soft, like, well within your right, but
And
if you want to be gay and hard as
fuck, the gays, are you happy to get them in the ring and do a few rounds?
I'm happy. Like I said, any place, any time, anywhere, Machavi. I'll have you.
On the cobbles.
On the cobbles, Machavi.
All right,
yeah,
cool.
Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure. Drinks are gone. Fuck you know. Right, one more thing to do. All right, cool. I've just got some comparative questions to ask you.
Sure, go ahead.
Gay edition.
Nice.
Right, I'm joking. Would you rather fight one lion or 10 pit bulls?
10 pit bulls. I just think the lion's impossible. They'll tear you apart. But I think pit bulls, maybe like, I definitely think I could take one pit bull out. So then I've just got to think about the other 9 when I take one out.
Do you prefer beaches or mountains?
As I'm getting older, mountains, more adventurous.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Dependent on the situation. During the week, I'm a morning person. On the weekends, I'm a night person.
Do you prefer action movies or romantic comedies?
Action, definitely.
Is that the truth?
Maybe.
Do you like board games or video games?
Video games.
Indoor gym or outdoor workout?
If there's weights outside, like Muscle Beach, outside. If not, then inside.
A homemade meal or a takeaway?
Homemade. Because I'll be the one cooking it and it'll be a slap-up meal.
Do you prefer a bath or a hot shower?
Bath.
Weirdo.
I love a bath bomb.
Weirdo.
Lush. Nah, you're the weirdo. You clean her after a bath as well, I think.
Radio or playlist?
Playlist. I've got some banging playlists, so.
Do you prefer skiing or snowboarding?
I've never done either, but I think snowboarding's cooler.
World peace or end poverty?
World peace, because in turn will end a lot of poverty.
Would you rather take care of the beast from Beauty and the Beast for the rest of your life or have Gaston as your boyfriend?
Take care of Beauty and the Beast. Gaston's, yeah. Gaston's just Gaston.
Would you rather never be able to shower again or never be able to shave your legs again?
I mean, I do shave my legs. Pretty gay, I know, but I'd definitely never be able to shave my legs again.
All right, cool. Well, that's about it.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Give the camera a high five.
What, like?
No, not really. Thanks. Yeah, that's it.